Canada's catch and release policy is just plain idiotic. I was under the assumption that the severity in repeat offenders being released was over-exaggerated by the opposition party. But no, crime is on the rise and criminals are so brazen they'll make repeat offenses time and time and again, even in the same day, knowing that they'll only be in jail for a few hours.
Because they're arrested in the morning, then they're released on bail by noon, they reoffend, they're back in jail by 2 in the afternoon, and then they're released by the evening so that they can commit their final crime before they go to bed.
But why? Why is this a thing? Who does this serve? What communities does this help? What marginalized group does this benefit? I think the answer is no one. While some argue that many of these individuals suffer from mental health conditions, I think the majority of Canadians can agree that it's a bit unfair that the rest of us have to live in fear of being randomly assaulted just from living our day-to-day lives. Canada has never had strong prison sentences like our neighbors down south in the US. Our prison sentences have usually been lighter, as Canada often claims that they focus more on rehabilitation and integration into society rather than just serving punishment. But in 2019, legislation was passed by the Liberal government that made bail easier to get, including for violent offenders. Oftentimes, the police of the communities, as much as they wish that they could hold these offenders in prison or jail long enough for them to receive a trial, they are often forced to let them out prematurely. These offenders are often released on conditions, but let's be honest, criminals don't really seem to have regard for laws or rules put in place. But just listen to some of these stories. In 2020, Edmonton police tracked around 3,600 individuals and found that 2,400 of them, more or less, went on to commit another 19,186 crimes in the following 3 years while they were out. And this time it included about 26 homicides. In Toronto in 2022, there were 44 deaths by shooting, with 24 of the alleged killers already out on bail. But this is only scratching the surface. Even a quick Google search or a YouTube search will show that violent crime is on the rise all across Canada, from Toronto to Vancouver and Montreal. Catch and release is a failure to Canadians. Even some provinces that had catch and release policies are regretting their decisions and trying to bring in experts to see how they can mitigate this disaster. But what are your thoughts? Should Canada put an end to the catch and release policy, or do you believe that Canada is still too hard on crime? Let us know in the comments. Who are we? We are an association of Canadians fed up with the problems that plague our country. We are tired of those on top only serving themselves. We aim to advocate for a better future while doing our part to help our fellow Canadians. Please stay tuned to see how you can assist us in making Canada better for ourselves and future generations.